So Peter, Kara, I don't know if you heard that, but Peter is on the road, which is why he has put a picture of the guy from The Walking Dead
Oh,
as his profile picture.
Well, I can tell you that even though I'm not at Davidson College Presbyterian Church, I'm actually right in front of Nassau Presbyterian Church in downtown Princeton, New Jersey, where I served for a year and worshiped for a few years while doing my doctoral work. So I'm on Presbyterian ground while I talk to Presbyterians about Presbyterian Church. So there we go.
Perfect.
fun. Fun for
And
you.
for anybody who's watching a recording, I apologize that you're primarily just seeing a picture of Rick Grimes. I happen to be a fan of zombie shows, and Walking Dead is one of them. And Stephanie told me to have an amazing picture. So there you go.
You totally did it. I'm impressed.
I for all of my joking and whatnot aside, really grateful for those of you who have answered the call to be host families for new members. You know, there are a few adages about churches that are largely true. And one of those is that big churches have big back doors, that we do this great job of welcoming people and saying we're excited to have you, but we sometimes don't pay enough of attention once someone's in the door to notice if maybe they haven't found places to connect or aren't sure how to find their way around a church. And that's part of the role that a host family plays. It's not that you are entirely responsible for whether a new member becomes integrated in the life of the church. That's not all on you, but we have a role to play. And part of that role is to be an interpreter and a partner. And the partner role obviously sounds pretty explanatory. It's someone who, over that 6-month commitment, I think that's what Stephanie suggests, is going to help that person find their way as much as the person needs help. Because we all know that sometimes there are folks who they're already all in and they're going to welcome your calls and your emails, but they've already kind of found their way into the church. But there are other folks for whom they need an interpreter and a partner. And the interpretive part comes from this. Any of us who've been a part of any organization with any level of complexity know that we have our jargon and we make our assumptions about people's knowledge. And the jargon and the knowledge is really in the heads and the hearts of the people that already know the institution. And folks who are coming in don't know. So to give you an example, when we simply say, join a PW circle, what is PW and what is a circle? We think that everybody should know what that is. But if you are a woman who is new to the Presbyterian Church or new to the Southern Presbyterian Church where PW circles are still active, you might not know that PW stands for Presbyterian Women, or that circle is half fellowship, half Bible study. Even if you know what a Bible study is and you say, oh, Peter Henry leads a Bible study, we assume everybody knows what happens there. But someone who's new into the life of the church might not know that a Bible study isn't a place where you have to know everything. As a matter of fact, it's a great place to ask questions and to learn. And so every Bible study is full of people that aren't exactly biblical scholars, but a new person might not know that. So I am so grateful that you all are willing to be partners and interpreters as our new members find their way into the life of the church. One of the things I can tell you from past research, although I think most everything post-pandemic probably needs to be re-researched when it comes to the church, that one of the past data points was that for every 4 to 6 weeks that someone is not part of something beyond worship, we cut in half the likelihood that they're going to stay a member of the congregation. That and we can all imagine why that's true. Showing my age, the TV show Cheers, the theme song was "It's a bar where, quote, everyone knows your name." We all want to be called by name. We all want to be known, perhaps even more so in this day and age. And small groups are a way for people to begin to learn our names, for us to be recognized, for us to have a sense in which some people here know me. And so as you think about how to partner and how to interpret, finding ways to invite your new family into a part of the church that isn't just a couple hundred people sitting together or a couple hundred people eating together, but maybe it's a dinner with some other members. Maybe it's going to the hymn sing, which is a smaller event. Maybe it's meeting for coffee after worship and inviting a couple of other people from the congregation to join you. But there are a variety of ways that we help people begin to feel like this is a church where everybody knows my name. So I'm going to pause there for a moment. And Stephanie sent a document that has kind of a rough timeline of what it might look like to try and live into this call to be a partner family. And again, one of the things I want to stress is you're going to kind of play some of this by ear, depending upon what you're understanding from your family that's joining the church. Again, some families, they're already really involved. They're just finally taking that step to join. I remember a guy at my former church who said, Peter, I'm super active, but I'm not going to be able to join until my mother dies because I grew up Catholic. She's Catholic. It'd break her heart. And sure enough, when his mother died, he finally joined the church. Well, he didn't need a host family in the same way that someone who had just moved to Grosse Pointe did. So we kind of take our cues, but Stephanie's provided a nice kind of sense of timeline and some examples of things we might do. And so Stephanie, I'm going to stop blathering for a moment. Perhaps you might take a few moments to talk about that handout you sent to people.
Sure. First of all, did everybody get this handout?
Yes.
Yes. I'm looking at the Matthews. So the first most important thing is to be at the class on Sunday. For a couple of years since COVID, or about a year and a half, we've had the classes in the afternoons, but our membership committee decided that they'd like to bring it back to Sunday mornings, which is what it was pre-COVID. So we are going to have the class on Sunday morning. We're going to meet in the congregation house at 8:45 and have some refreshments and coffee and have everybody gather so that we can actually start the class right on time at 9 o'clock. And your portion of that class is just the introduction portion. So we're all going to sit around in a circle, and I've sent you, or I'm going to send you a script. I sent a script to the new members, but there's just specific questions that we'd like you to answer in order to introduce yourself. And there are going to be new members, you guys, a couple of staff people, and lots of people from the membership committee. So we have a lot of people that need to talk in that short amount of time, and we're hoping to keep it to about 40 to 45 minutes. But it's a really great way to get to hear people's faith journey, because one of the questions is, what is it that brought you to DCPC? Like, did you grow up Presbyterian, or did you grow up Catholic, or did you grow up Southern Baptist, or is this the first church you've ever joined? And we've had every answer under the book or under the sun. And it's fun to hear that not everybody is Presbyterian, and it's fun to hear about their journeys. So that's the most important first step. And after we do the introductions, we'll give you a chance to say your goodbyes to your new member and exchange numbers and set up another time to meet. But the next opportunity to get together with them is June 4th, which is the church picnic. We're going to have one worship service that day at 11 o'clock, and it would be great if you could to sit with your new members that day and then attend the picnic with them. And we are probably going to have tables set aside for the new members and host families to be able to sit together at the picnic and be able to recognize you guys in some way, shape, or form. And I'll talk to Peter about that before June 4th. And then the next one is we're going to have a new member host family gathering on Sunday, June 25th from 4 to 5. And that's actually going to be for the February and May classes of 2023. And it's just a really fun hour of mostly icebreakers and games. And sometimes if Robert has an instrument, he'll bust out into song, which is also fun and funny. And then have some snacks. So that's just a really super casual, easy way to get to know people better in a short amount of time. So those are the first three really important events where we need you to actually show up. After that, it's up to you. We will give you a sense of what it is that they'd like to get involved with at the church. And so if you check in with them from time to time, just to make sure that they've gotten plugged into something, some sort of class or Bible study, or that they're attending worship. And then after that, if you guys develop a friendship, we think that is fantastic. It's icing on the cake. But if you don't, at least you are some familiar face that, speaking of familiar faces, someone is sneaking up behind me. You're somebody that they know, and they, and that's always a good thing. And here's
Hey,
somebody
what's going on? Thanks for being here tonight. You're all so cool.
you're on camera.
I know.
You're being recorded.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by. Okay. So any questions about that? Hi, Lisa. I see Lisa on the call now.
No, it sounds good. Sounds really good.
Does it sound easy enough?
Yes.
Stephanie, I want to add just two things to think about. And then if someone once said to me, Peter, could you summarize being a host family? And I said something like, being a good neighbor and not a stalker. Like, keeping track of your new family and trying to find ways to help connect them, but also not overdoing it. But one of the ways to be that good neighbor and not a stalker is to ask two questions, one of yourself and one literally of your host family. The question to ask of yourself is, hey, when I joined DCPC, fill in the blank church, what might have helped me? Or what helped me feel like this was becoming a religious church home for me? It doesn't mean everybody wants the same thing, but it may be that some of the things that helped you begin to feel like DCPC or whatever the church was your place to be, might be of help to your new family. And the other thing to do is to ask them. I mean, at lunch, say, hey, you all have joined DCPC, and have you thought about ways that you want to be involved, or are there ways that I could help you? Like, they don't always know how you might help them, but some do. Some might say, geez, we've been trying to figure out this mission thing more. Is that going around and telling people about Jesus? And you can say, oh no, missions here at DCPC really means more going out and to serve people. That's more like going to the soup kitchens, doing food for the food pantries. And if you want to hear more about our community missions, Robert's a great place to plug you in. So literally asking your new family what either they're looking for or what they're excited about or what they've been wondering about is a great way to find out how to be helpful to them. So.
Perfect. Thank you, Peter. Any questions from the only two faces that I can actually see?
The only thing I want to say, which has nothing to do with anything except, hi, Lisa, we've been in meetings today together. So.
Oh, nice. Yay. I think Lisa's on perma mute. But hi, Matthew. Say hi to Ray for us. We have two Matthews on here. We have Matthew Zold, who is Caitlin Zold's husband, and we have Matthew Harms, who is the husband of Ray Harms, who has been a member of this church since she was born. She was confirmed here, so
Oh,
kind of nice.
that is
Great to have
nice.
you both.
Oh, well, thanks for having.
Yeah, I like the questions and the ideas. So that's very helpful. And thank you.
Sure. And of course, during this whole process, if you run into any troubles or have any questions, Peter and I are always here. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay.
But we'll see everybody on Sunday, correct?
Yes, thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you,
Drive safe.
Peter.
Yes.
Safe
Thank you
travels.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.